Myst V, End of Ages. This was released in 2005 and is the last game of the Myst series. And this was a joy to play. Now, this was of the main series, the first Myst game that allowed free roaming. And the Uru, Ages Beyond Myst, that was sort of a lead-in to the story of Myst V, End of Ages. Now, in Uru, we were exposed to Yisha wanting to restore the least back to at least first to acknowledgement and then to a freedom. Because apparently the least, or the Baro, had the ability to link. It's like a natural ability. And they also had other abilities that you discover as you play the game. But they were subjugated by the Dunny. You also at first believed yourself to be a prophesized figure. But she realized she wasn't. As you go through this, you will start in Kavir, which is where Atris had called home. And he's apparently sealed off his book to Myst Island. Now, Yisha has the ability to travel more freely, not needing a linking book apparently. And as you explore this game, you will occasionally see Bahro, but they will disappear when you get near them. So your goal now is apparently in Kavir you will find a powerful artifact known as the tablet. This is sort of like the ultimate power item, and it's the MacGuffin of the game. So Yisha wants you to free it and then do the right thing with it. But that she does urges you not to give it to her. Okay. So, the first part of your journey takes you actually to the clef. At the top, well, not the clef, but the top of the mountain. It's not far from the clef. And you also get introduced to a figure named Escher. Escher is portrayed by a very talented individual who is no longer with us, David Ogden Steers. In fact, if you watch my playthrough of Myst V, you will hear me calling him Winchester from time to time. Now, Escher thinks in some ways that Yisha is a fool, and that there's only one thing that should be done with the tablet. He holds contempt for the Bahro, calling them animals. And he as you play, you discover he has a bit of a sadistic side to him when it comes to the bottle. But you start your journey in the Great Clef, the Great Shaft, I should say. And this is part of what was explained in the books, but I'm not going to go into them right now. As you go down the shaft, you will find linking books. You will also find Yisha's journal in parts. And that is to give you a better idea of what your goal is. I mean, it does sound like she's a tad bit mad, a tad bit touched in the head, so to speak. Seems all of Atris's children had some instability to them, but at least two of them got some redemption throughout this whole series. But, well, Yisha wasn't as bad as the others. I suppose that shows wisdom. Learn from mistakes made by others. It also gives you an essence for how great the Dunny culture was. They had, just by going down the shaft, so it shows that they were also a bit of a subterranean race, so to speak. Of course, at certain, quote, rest points, you will find a link to a bridge point. And you are to find various ages in which you must complete them to unlock the parts of the tablet. Each has a slate in it that you will have to inscribe onto certain symbols, meaning certain things. And you will learn about some of these ages. Some were designed for residing in, some were used as a bit of a prison. One is fantastically beautiful, and oh my god, that age, just thinking about it takes my breath away. It was that beautiful. Of course, with each age you have to figure out certain challenges, get past certain things, learn how to solve certain puzzles. And once you do that, you move on and get to the end of the age of each age where you're supposed to gather everything you need to unlock the tablet. The drawing element was a very clever element to add, I will give it that. Required some dexterity, memory, because in order to maneuver past certain things, it requires, I don't want to say manipulating. I mean, you need the help of the bottle to get through certain things, either by causing a storm that will allow you to learn something, or shifting time. Pardon. Shifting time. Or even moving a tablet to a new location so you can transport there. Or to an old location. It involves a good deal of thinking, some logic, and learning how to manipulate things so you can have access to certain areas. When you finally unlock the tablet, you will then have the choice of who to give it to. Now, there is a reason Myst is sealed off. Should you take the wrong choice and go to Myst Island where Escher is waiting, the isle is in ruins. And Escher reveals his true nature, if you haven't picked up on it now. Giving the tablet to the Bahrul allows them to control their destiny. Your final location then will be Hishan. I hope I said that right. Where you meet Yisha one last time and Atris one last time. And Rand does a very beautiful job of portraying Atris in his elder years, which also plays into part of the series lore. You are given a beautiful ending, which shows us a little truth about the Bahrul. And I must admit, I was blown away by that little fact when I saw it. And I really have to say this. This is proof that this series was remarkable for the time. It was a fitting end to the series. And I don't know if they initially planned for all the titles that they had, but it led in well, and it was a nice little nod to the series. Its completion, and it's a beautiful, beautiful game. I can understand that it basically does tie up some loose ends, and it was a very fine entry to the series. It is a fun little playthrough. And it really does add to a very beautiful point added to the series, when I'll go into when I talk of the series. But this is all I'm going to say about Myst V, End of Ages. Very beautiful game. Definitely something to experience. And I thank you for listening. And check out all the other videos on the channel. Give this video a like. I greatly appreciate it. And subscribe. And I believe in the next retrospective, I will be talking about the whole series. And I do mean the whole series. Take care, everyone.